Welcome to another session of Microsoft PowerPoint. Now that you have completed your assignment, you are already familiar with the ribbon menus of presentation. You are also familiar with how to add text, how to create slides, and how to create a good presentation. You also know about formatting of those text. Now we will be learning about inserting objects, shapes, icons, and graphics in Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. So let's begin our session. We will be starting with inserting shapes, followed by graphics, followed by icons, followed by 3D models. Inserting shapes. Users can add different types of shapes such as star, circle, square to their presentation. Color, size, outline can be changed of all the shapes. Users can also add text in the inserted shapes. So you know how when we used to create presentations before, we all used to add different types of shapes like star, triangle, circle, rectangle, and add a text box in the between? Yes, we can do all of those till now in Microsoft PowerPoint. So let's learn how to do that. But we will also learn how to format those objects. So let us go to the presentation that we were creating. And I'm going to add another slide. So you know how did we add the slides? You remember the shortcut? Well, yes. If you remember it, please go and do it. If not, it's Control plus M and you get a new slide. I'm going to remove the text box from here and here. And we will go to Insert. Here, we are going to be adding shapes. So click onto the downward button. So in Insert ribbon menu, you will find under Illustrations Shapes. Click onto it. And let's say, let's add a shape. So we'll add a pentagon. The moment you add this, you will see you'll get a shape format. Yes. So you can use any style. For example, let's say we use this. And let's say for the we can change the outline. Can select for more lines. So let's make it this manner. The sketch size can be like this. We can also increase the transparency if we want. We can add a gradient line. So we can do all of those things. We can also add a gradient here inside. For example, let's say with this color only, use this. We can add a text box. And we can say pentagon. We select this text. Put it in the between. Increase the font size. Middle. Center aligned. So, and if you want, you can also change the color. So let's say I want to put this color. If I want, I can change the font style as well. Let's select this. And we keep it. Now you see, you can do so many things with the shapes. You just have to go insert, go to shapes, add any shapes and change their color, change the text, add text in between. You have so many options to play with, right? So this is all about inserting shapes. Now we will talk about inserting graphics. You can add different types of graphics to enhance the slides. Add single or multiple images, and it can be clip art, images, pictures, or photos. Now, graphics is something which is very important for Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. Any presentation that you create will include some or the other graphics. It can be with the title, it can be with the slides, and the graphics has to match the theme of the slides. So the theme, let's say, as a teacher, you're going to be taking class on physics. Now, you have already added chapters on velocity, on speed, and but the pictures you have given of chemistry. Will it work? No. Another instance, let's say for physics class, for the chapter of speed, you have given the picture of a car. But if I cannot, but I won't be able to understand how is speed being depicted there. You have to make sure that whatever graphic you are using, it is understandable by all. Yes. So for example, let's go back to the presentation that we were creating. Here I have added the name of fruits and vegetables, right? So let's say I'll go to insert ribbon menu. I'll go to pictures and I go to stock images and I say fruits. And I get all the fruit pictures. So let me select this and insert. Now you tell me, is this image right? Can this be represented as fruits? Yes. But it is also an image of a food item, right? Similarly, you have to make sure that if you're writing fruits and giving an apple of a picture of a tree, it won't work. You need to make sure that there are those fruits that you have mentioned hanging from the tree, or the picture is about that fruit. Be very specific about the image and the resolution of the picture. Don't put any picture which will get pixelated if you are dragging the picture. For example, for this picture, let's say if I'm dragging it, it won't get pixelated because this is of higher resolution. You can also, if you are putting photos up, you can add photos similar way. You have to go to insert. From this device, from your device, you can add photos to your slides. And what you can do is, let's say you can edit those photos as well. So you can remove the background. So the background has been removed and I can only see this part of the photo, right? I can also undo it if I want to. I can give shadow effects on the picture, different color effects also, which are available. I can change the color of the picture, check more variations of the color that are available, add transparency to the picture, reset the picture, change the picture if required, add shadows to the picture, apply picture effects, picture border, and layout as well. You can add it in any form of layout. See, there's so many ways you can format and add picture to your document in PowerPoint presentation. You can create the layout as well. Now, few things to follow when you are inserting either a clip art or graphics or pictures or photos for that matter. One, as I was saying, the photo or the picture has to be of high resolution. So if you are dragging it, if you are putting it for the whole slide, make sure it is not getting pixelated. How to check if your image is getting pixelated is, one, you can check the size of the picture in the properties, or when you add the image, go to slideshow and check if it's getting pixelated or if it's blurry or grainy. Second of all, you can also add different effects to your picture. So you do not have to go to a photo editing tool or a picture editing tool to edit those pictures before you upload them on your presentation. You can actually do that in your PowerPoint presentation as well, and it saves a lot of your time because you do not have to use various applications to do those work, which already can be done in Microsoft PowerPoint itself. Third, whenever you're putting up a picture which is higher resolution or a photo, make sure that you're compressing the picture. Very similar to what we learned in Microsoft Word, once you add the picture, you get the picture format ribbon menu. And here is the compressed picture icon. Once you click on it, the picture can be compressed depending on your requirement, and you can use the same. This won't harm the quality of the picture. Now that we have learned about inserting graphics, the next thing we will do is inserting icons. You can insert icons in your slideshow. You can change the color, rotate and resize them. And when formatted, there will be no change in the image quality of the icons. Very similar to how we added shapes and your pictures, we will also be adding icons. So let's do. We will go back to the presentation. Let us add another slide. Now, here is the icons menu. You will see a bird and a leaf as an icon menu. And let's say I will select vehicles. Select this bus. You can increase it if you want to. Sorry. Now you can, let's say, change the color depending on what you prefer. You can fill it up as well if you want. You can look for more better colors. You can change the outline, add effects. Again, align and group and rotate them as well. So with all the icons, you can do all these things where you can group them, you can align them. Just have to add another icon. So let's say I want to add this icon beside the bus. And let's increase the size again. Let's graphic fill. Now you do Control A and you can group them together if you want, right? So this is how you work with icons in Microsoft PowerPoint. You can choose from large variety of icons. Anyway, they have a quite a huge library of icons, so you can choose any icon and you can use it on your PowerPoint presentations. Icons actually help to make it visually pleasing, so you can use one or the other icon for all your slides. After inserting icons, we are going to a very interesting thing, which is inserting 3D models. You can add 3D models in your presentation. You can tilt them and tilt them up and down to show specific features of the model as well. So let's work with some 3D models. We will go back to the presentation, add another slide. Now you go to 3D models. And I will go to stock 3D models. So they have a lot of different 3D models that you can use from as you can see, there's a lot of there. So we will be selecting from one So they have animated for education. And let's include this. So we will insert it. This takes a few bit of seconds, so wait for it to be added. Now that this has been added, as you can see, you can enlarge it. You see this between, there's one icon. Yes, you can select that, click onto your mouse and tilt it as well. And that's how you can show the Earth. This is a very, very interesting thing that Microsoft has added in the PowerPoint presentations for all the teachers out there and content managers. In case you want to add 3D models, this is a very, very useful thing to add in your presentations for the classroom or for presentation purpose of the content. As you can see, you can tilt them in any way you would want. So let's say if you're taking a geography class, I think this earth figure will be really helpful. You can also try to tilt it from here and do the same. So you can select, you can reset, you can pause it if you want, or you can keep on, keep it play. All these arrows will keep on moving. So this is how the 3D models work. The next thing that you can also do is you can also change the height and the width of the 3D figure, and you can pan and zoom them as well. Make sure whenever you're doing it, you're being very careful with the 3D models and obviously play with it. But this is a very, very useful application in case you're planning to take classes or you're going to present something to your team. Please use 3D models to explain the same. Now that we have learned about how to insert 3D models, shapes, pictures, and icons, hope you will be adding them to your presentation and make it really beautiful. To know more about how to insert a picture and how to get creative with 3D models, do visit support.microsoft.com. Also, please visit Microsoft Learn and do a course on Microsoft PowerPoint to earn few extra credits. Thank you. Hello, welcome to another session of Microsoft PowerPoint. Today, we will be learning about Zoom. Now, when we talk about Zoom, you must be thinking just magnifying and increasing the width of the slides. Well, no. There are two Zoom functions in Microsoft PowerPoint. One in View ribbon menu and another in Insert ribbon menu. So let's learn both of them. So the first one we will start is the one in the View ribbon menu. And next, we will be following it by inserting Zoom, which is there in the Insert ribbon menu. Users can magnify the slides with the help of Zoom. The icon of the Zoom is of a magnifying glass. Well, this is what we were discussing, right? So let's increase the width of the slides with the help of Zoom. So we will go, let's say, to the slide that we were creating. So we'll go here. And let's say I'll go to View and I'll go to Zoom. Let's say I put 100%. And you see, I get an 100% zooming in to the content which is there on the screen. You can also make it fit to window, which I prefer because then I'll be able to see the whole slide and I don't have to scroll it through. Only when, let's say, you want to look into the pictures, it is good to use zoom, but I think you can also adjust it here itself. So on the taskbar, which is at the bottom of the screen, you can use this to increase. So you can, let's say, make it maybe 44 or 50%. But yeah, it depends on you and how do you want to check, and also the width of your screen of your system. I think it also depends on that. So make sure that it's fitting onto your window and you are able to see all the elements that are present in your slides. Now it comes to the next zoom. This zoom feature is fairly new, by the way. So I do not know about the older versions, but I'm using the Microsoft Office 2021. And in the PowerPoint presentation, there is another zoom feature. You can create a summary of a slide and insert image of a slide. And while presenting it, you can magnify onto it and focus onto that slide as well. Now, this is very interesting, and you must be thinking, how do we do it? So let's learn the process. We're going and doing a very slow presentation demo right now so that you understand how do we add zoom here. So you go to insert ribbon menu and you will see zoom. This is in the link feature itself. Now the icon you will see of a screen within a screen and which is propping out. Once you click onto the downward arrow, you will see only two sections. First, summary zoom and slide zoom, which you can avail to. The section zoom is not available right now, but we will also use that. So what is a summary zoom? It organizes your presentation into sections, and then we can make a new slide with a summary zoom. So let's see how do we do it. So we click onto the summary zoom and my slide number 3 is already selected here because I was working onto it. Now in the summary zoom, let's say I want to add slide 4. Yes. And I insert it. Now you see a new slide has been created, which is a summary section, right? And I will increase it a bit. I can add other slides here as well. So let's say I do that. And I can add a slide zoom as well of slide 3 maybe, and insert it here. Yes, so I've added these two slides. This is a summary section. Now you go to zoom again. You go to section zoom, where you create a link to a section which you'll be presenting. So this is the default section, but I will choose section 2 and section 3 and insert it as well. So now I see this is also added. So let's see how it works. Now you go to the slideshow. And let's say I can look into this here. You see multiple screens. I can click onto here and focus here. I can go here and look into this as well. And look into the scene. Right? So you can actually add all the slides and present it in such a way that in one slide, you can see all the slides and focus on the main slides. Now, few things to note when you're doing this. One, add the slides you think you need the target audience's attention. Do not add each and every slide with the help of Zoom. No, that will not you won't be able to focus on the main points then. And also, it is possible that the target audience's attention may get diverted to other slides, which you would not want. So it is always better to use Zoom for the slides that you would want. Second of all, create sections. So when you're using the summary Zoom, make sure that the slides that you're getting, which is the summary Zoom, use the default slide which you wanted to be used, and then go to the slide Zoom and add the links which you wanted to be the corresponding slides, right? So make sure you're selecting the important slides that you want to focus on. Do not add each and every slide. You can magnify to one part at a time. So try magnifying, give it a few pause, wait for 10 or 15 seconds, and then magnify to the other slide. Do not have to worry. Practice it before you present it, because sometimes it will be a bit difficult to use this function. So slowly zoom into one slide and then to the other slide, and make sure you're not adding more than 2 to 3 slides in one slide. Hope this works for you and you use this function more. Friends, you can go to support.microsoft.com and understand more about how to use Zoom for PowerPoint to bring your presentation to life. Also, make sure that you have got some time to complete the course on Microsoft PowerPoint and get certified as well. Also, earn a few credits. Thank you.